This podcast may contain paid advertisements, but more on that later. Welcome to the O'Connor Bootstrap podcast, where I discuss the nuts and bolts of business and leadership, with a focus on bootstrapping a business from the ground up. This podcast is for all entrepreneurs, bootstrappers, and leaders in all walks of life. My goal is to help you grow both personally and professionally. I am your host, Isaiah O'Connor. Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Audible.com has the world's largest collection of audiobooks, as well as other spoken word content, such as Audible originals, old school radio programs, college lectures, and podcasts as well. Really cool place. Today's book recommendation is The Go-Giver by Bob Burg, and I'm going to be giving a review on that book here in the future, so I'm not going to go into detail now. But to get your free copy of The Go-Giver on Audible.com, you go to audible.com/B Bootstrap, and you can get a free copy of The Go-Giver by Bob Burg, plus 2 Audible originals, which are yours to keep forever, as well as their entire listening library, or streaming library, I should say, for 1 month for free afterwards. It's only $14.95 a month afterwards, and it's well worth it. I have around 130 books or so, I guess. So go check it out, audible.com/bootstrap with a capital B, and let's get into this. So today I'm going to be talking about a simple little book called The Go-Giver. It was written by Bob Burg and John David Mann. Sorry, I almost threw in some Norwegian pronunciation there. And it's a great little book. It's a little story. It's a lesson put into a story form about giving. Now, I've done an entire podcast on a giving spirit. Giving is a principle of life and business for success that pervades multiple levels. It's not just Bob Burg. It's not just the book The Go-Giver. Dave Ramsey talks about it. I've heard a college level business course on how to run a business, how to be an entrepreneur, talking about giving. Mann did a study on giving. Across the board, giving pops up in multiple business books and money management books. It's one of the key parts of being in business and just living life. It's the best to be a giver, and not a giver that's insincere or giving just to get, but giving because it's the right thing to do, to have a giving spirit more than just doing it to be successful. But by doing it, you will be successful. That's kind of the thing there. So the book The Go-Giver tells a story about a young man who learns lessons about giving, including my favorite part, which I quote consistently, which is give more in value than you take in money. That is probably my biggest takeaway from the book, is give more in value than you take in money. And there's other takeaways in the book, which I'll be discussing on next week's podcast. Here's a little spoiler, big surprise. Next Tuesday, actually next Friday, but I will be uploading next Tuesday's podcast. I managed to be blessed to get an interview with Bob Burg, one of the authors of The Go-Giver. And I'm looking really forward to this because The Go-Giver for me is a pretty big business book. Dave Ramsey gives it out to every one of his employees. They have to read it within the first 90 days of being employed there. It's so important. I give it out to my employees. It's an amazing book. It's an amazing community. They have a great community on Facebook. So yeah, it's really cool. I'm very excited. I get to interview the author of a book that I really love. So let's break it down. Just a quick overview. Now, in the book, this young man who's a go-getter, another great book, by the way, you should go check it out. I'll probably be reviewing that pretty soon. But The Go-Getter is a great book about being a go-getter, being on top of it, hustling, but then you need to be a go-giver as well. The two kind of work together. But the story is a young man who is a go-getter who's struggling until he learns how to become a go-giver. And in the course of the book, he learns the 5 laws of stratospheric success outlined in the book. And these laws are the law of value, the law of compensation, the law of influence, the law of authenticity, and the law of receptivity. Now, just to go really, really quickly through, just kind of a quick summary of what these are, what they mean. The law of value is your true worth is determined by how much more you give in value than you take in payment. Number 1 law, first one, my favorite, stuck to me. Really hammer that one home if you listen to this podcast for any length of time. The law of compensation is your income is determined by how many people you serve and how well you serve them. So that's important. You can serve a lot of people, but don't serve them very well, and you won't be compensated that well. You serve a lot of people very, very well, and you will get a higher compensation. The law of influence, and your influence is determined by how abundantly you place other people's interest first. Kind of like where I go back to on my business, where I keep talking about when you're in business, you need to be thinking about all the people you're taking care of. You're taking care of your customers, you're taking care of your employees. When you're able to take care of your employees, they're able to take care of their families. You are really going to be taking care of everyone else. And especially if you're in management or if you're in a leadership position, if you take really good care of your employees, you take care of their interest, you're going to have a lot more pull and a lot more influence with these guys than if you're just there being the boss, pointing at them and yelling at them. So this is very important. The law of authenticity, and that's being really you. It says the most valuable gift you have to give is offer yourself. So you have to be real, who you are. Don't try to be somebody else. If you're not Mother Teresa, don't be Mother Teresa. Be you. That's the most important thing. And then last but not least, this is the one I personally struggle with the hardest. I think a lot of people do, which is the law of receptivity. The key to effective giving is stay open to receiving. I find it really hard to get. I find it very easy to give. This is a hard one for me. Something I got to work on because I think that's kind of gumming up the works on my end, is being willing to receive is a lot harder for me to do. So that's an important one. This is something I need to work on. As for the book, it's outlined. These laws are explained in very nice short story format. Pretty nice little story. A little bit, honestly, contrived, but you have to contrive it to make it fit the storyline, which is perfectly fine. I'm okay with that. I read a lot. I can go through and nitpick every little details. But the story is about business. It's not about the contrivance of what happened. And it's very important because what happens in the story at the core, I think if you apply the principles, you might not have the ending you have in the book, The Go-Giver. But if you can really get these principles down and get them into you, not just hear them once or twice and forget about them or learn 1 or 2 pieces, which I did. But if you can really, really get this in, I think it could change your life. This is a great book. Highly recommend it. Again, you can get a free copy at www.audible.com/bootstrap. That's with the capital B. It's well worth it. It's a great little book. Not very long. You can listen to it on a couple of hours drive. It's like 3 hours long. Really great book. Go check it out. The Go-Giver. I give it a 5-star review. It's amazing. And if you get the audiobook, you can actually get the audiobook where it's read by the authors, which is really fun. I always like that. Anyway, guys, go check out The Go-Giver. It is an amazing book. I require all my employees to read it right away. Dave Ramsey requires his employees to read it. It's very important, required reading, or you don't get to stay on after your 90 days probation period. It's that important. I think it's an important book. It underpins everything I do here on the podcast, and it underpins even my balloon work. It's something there that is constantly in my head. How do I give more than I take in money? How do I take care of my people? Very important. Go check out this book, The Go-Giver. Anyway, next podcast, I'm excited. You will be hearing me having an interview with Bob Burg, one of the authors of this book. Go check it out. Bye-bye.
If you found value in this content, please leave a comment and give us a 5-star rating on whichever podcast platform you use. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and most other podcast platforms. If you would like to support us, you can check out our sponsor links, or if you would like to directly support the show, you can donate or join our membership program at buymeacoffee.com/bootstrap. Of course, it really helps when you share these podcasts as well. If you would like to interact with me and other bootstrappers and leaders, you can join our O'Connor Bootstrap Podcast Facebook group. You have been listening to the O'Connor Bootstrap Podcast and Atheoz Business Solutions Podcast. For our companion podcast, the Atheoz Business Podcast, hosted by Jason St. Clair, past episodes, and related blogs, check out our website at www.atheoz.com, which is www.atheoz.com, or theoz.com. Until next time, I've been your friendly neighborhood entrepreneur, Isaiah O'Connor.